down. Done. Yes, please. Excuse me. Come on. Don't raise the camera. Okay, present.
The cameras at the back.
Okay. Sorry, don't.
Excuse me, you're in the frame.
I have to wait for my colleagues.
Sorry, I'm going live actually. Sorry.
Today I want to emphasize that this Pakatan Harapan has already won a clear that this Pakatan Harapan has stand by the rule of law. Whatever we do must be governed by the Constitution and the law of this country. The Constitution says that the Prime Minister should have the support of a majority of the members of Parliament. It does not say it should have the support of any party. As long as it has the support of a majority, the Prime Minister has the support of the majority of members of Parliament, he is entitled to become the Prime Minister. And the majority has the right already name him and will require that he be duly appointed according to the Constitution. However, there has been some delays over a lack of understanding of the Constitution. But we like to make it clear that there is an urgency here. We need to form the government now, today. That is because currently there is no government of Malaysia. Najib's role as an interim government is now over. But it was over since last night. But as you know, he has made a very gracious announcement by saying that he accepted the will of the people, that he has lost, and that well, he doesn't say we have won, but he said that he is no longer the government. Of course, he made some comments about how the campaign was carried out. We are not going to reply to that. We also can make comments, but we are not going to reply to that. But what we want to do is to emphasize that if the government is not appointed immediately, the country will be without a ruler, without a government, I mean, not a ruler. And the first thing that needs to be done is to appoint the Prime Minister. This is the role of the Yang Dipertuan Agong, the King, who will base his decision on the support of the majority of the members of Parliament. We don't talk about parties, but members of Parliament. And so the people in Pakatan Harapan has asked all the members of Parliament belonging to Pakatan Harapan to sign and declare that they support the candidate that is chosen by Pakatan Harapan as the Prime Minister. That candidate, I think you may have heard, is Dr. Mahathir. You may well clap, but the King is not required to clap. He is required to sign. And we hope that by 5 o'clock today, we will have any delay will mean that we will have no government. And when you say you have no government, you have no law, you have no constitution, and you don't have all those institutions which are created to give form to the government of this country. And that includes every one of us, including the press, and the highest person or the lowest person. In the eyes of the law, they don't exist. So we need to have this government today, without delay. There is a lot of work to be done. You know the mess the country is in, and we need to attend to this mess as soon as possible. And that means today. So we expect that today, I'll be sworn in as Prime Minister. So that is the situation that we have now. We expected to have this thing signed in the morning, but because everybody was sleepy, we didn't get up early enough, so we were not able to have the official swearing-in ceremony in the morning. Since then, of course, there have been some confusion. We have cleared the confusion. Now all the matters have been cleared. And just in order to inform the King, the leaders of the 4 parties forming the coalition have written a letter to the King asking for the ceremony to swear in the Prime Minister, the 7th Prime Minister, be taken place now. And all the parties have signed. There are 4 leaders of the parties. They have signed this, and we will deliver this. But this is not the thing, the requirement for naming the Prime Minister. The requirement is based on the number of members of Parliament who will resign. Now, all the members of Parliament belonging to Pakatan Harapan, together with Warisan in Sabah and other individuals in Sabah, they have all signed the same declaration that they support the eponymous candidate as the Prime Minister. So although Pakatan Harapan by itself won only 121 seats, to that will be added 14 seats of Warisan and a few seats from the smaller parties in Sabah. So we have well over 135 members. There can be no doubt as to who gets the majority support in the new Malaysian Parliament. As soon as this is done, we will call Parliament to sit in order to make certain decisions that are very necessary in the first phase of the government. So I think, is there anything else? No? Okay.
After you become Prime Minister, what you will do to handle the China-Malaysia relationship, and what's your, how do you think of Belt and Road initiative of China? Thank you.
Yeah. In the first place, we need to study all the things done by the previous government. It's not only about China, it's about a lot of things within the country. We need to find out where water. As you know, China has a long experience of dealing with unequal treaties, and China resolved it by renegotiation. So we feel we are entitled to study, and if necessary, we will renegotiate the terms. What worries us is the amount of money borrowed by the government. 55 billion just for the East Coast Railway and lots of other borrowings, which will be a great burden on the country. And a responsible government must try to reduce borrowing, otherwise we will be in a bad shape. As far as the Belt and Road problem, we have no problem with that, excepting, of course, that we would not like to see too many warships in this area, because warships attract other warships, and this big place may become tense because of the presence of warships. In the past, we had a nuclear-free zone, so we would not like to have potential warfare in this country. But we support the Belt and Road problem. In fact, I myself wrote to Xi Jinping on the need for the land connection with Europe using trains which are larger than present trains. As you know, when the demand for oil grew, ships were built bigger and bigger until they were almost 500 million tons. But trains have remained small and not long enough. So I suggested to Xi Jinping in a personal letter to him, that we should have big trains, and China has the technology to build big trains which can carry goods from China to Europe. Also will make Central Asia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan and all that more accessible and more able to export their raw material to China, to Japan, Korea and also Southeast Asia. That is our policy.
There is speculation.
One by one.
Hold on. One at a time.
Yes.
One at a time.
One by one, please. Yes.
So there's been rumors circulating that BN has been trying to poach Warisan over and form a coalition. Can you comment on that? Have you heard about that? What do you think about that?
I haven't heard. Can you tell me? We don't listen to rumors.
Okay, next question. Next question.
There is a speculation. There is a speculation.
Black.
There is a speculation.
Lady in black.
Lady in black.
Yes, lady in black.
Lady in black.
Hi, I'm Nostalgia Taylor from SBS Australia. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
You promised to clean up government here, and I wonder if you feel that the former Prime Minister Najib Razak should be prosecuted and face charges for corruption.
As I explained last night, we are not seeking revenge. We don't want to punish people because they don't agree with us. But the law will be fully implemented in this country. Before, there was no rule of law. People could be arrested for merely reporting a crime to the government. But now we go exactly according to what is provided by the law. The rule of law will be fully implemented. And if the law says that Najib has done something wrong, then he will have to face the consequence.
Okay, black. Sorry.
There is a speculation that the current uncle doesn't like you. The Malay rulers are split over supporting you as the Prime Minister. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, well, I don't know about not liking me. I'm a very nice person. I have the support of the majority of members of parliament. That is what the provision of the constitution says. It doesn't say, I like you, I don't like you, I love you, I don't. That has got no rule at all. MD candidate who wants to answer? Well, we will determine who will become the Majlis Besar of these 3 states.
Lady at the back, please. Lady at the back. Sorry.
We are looking into the future. We have already decided that among the first things we will do is to seek not only for his release, but also for his pardon, full pardon. Full pardon means he can immediately take part in politics.
Good. Have you spoken to you today? Have you spoken to him at all?
I haven't spoken to him, but that is the decision of the coalition. Okay?
Yes.
Dr. Mahathir, you were saying that you don't think that the king, why do you think there has been a delay to your strategy if it's not because the king does not like you or there's any issues with the royalty? Why the delay?
There is a delay in doing everything, you know. For example, I was very sleepy this morning. I got up late, and lots of people got up late. The moment I got up, as I was having breakfast, and I had a nice breakfast this morning, I called up all the officers concerned and told them the things that we have to do. All the things that we have to do take time. You know, even writing a letter like this have to be corrected and make sure that the right words are used and things like that. So as you can see, everything takes time. Even answering you takes time.
Yes.
Hi, this way.
Done.
Hi. Annabelle from the TV. I just want to ask, when you say that the majority of MPs in Sabah as an independent candidate, does it mean that the star candidates have now supported you as PM? Have they come over to join government with Warisan and Harapan in Sabah?
No, what I know is that Warisan had always been close to us, especially to Parti Pribumi, and I have contacted Shafi Abdal this morning twice, and he has told me that he has already instructed the members of Warisan who won the election, 14 of them, to name me as the new candidate.
Next question, please.
you all spoken with the palace? Because the palace called you yesterday, right?
Which palace? Or the Sabah Palace?
No, Malaysia.
Agong.
Agong.
He got in touch with you yesterday, right?
No, he wasn't very clear as to who was leading the party. That was what I was trying to explain last night. We contested using the Keadilan logo, but the people who contested were not all Keadilan members. They were members of the coalition, but the Agong was under the impression that the biggest party was Keadilan. So they invited the leader of Keadilan, who happens to be my neighbor. So that is what happened. I mean, this kind of misunderstanding always happens in politics.
Yes, next question.
Questions. How soon do you plan to go back to your city? And the second one is,
Go back to GLC.
GST. Roll back. GST.
It's no rolling back, it's a cancellation. We don't need it. No, we will go back to the sales tax for the moment.
Okay. Gentleman at the back. Gentleman at the back.
I am a what? I did, yeah.
Thank you very much for the question. It was really exciting. We are having a great audition. So we are now calling into the change the present government, federal government. But to be in government, I have been in the government of Sri Lanka as one of the assemblymen. So that just is part of the experience. I'm very excited. Hopefully we will be very for the people.
Anti-fake news law. Investigation of fake news.
Anti-fake news law. We don't want fake news. But of course, the law should be studied again to find out whether it is against fake news or it is against political opponents. At the moment, we see it as a law that is meant to curb or to silence the opposition.
Okay.
Last question, please. One is about 1987. I'd like to ask, can you comment on what will happen to the rights of Malays after your swearing-in ceremony? Before, as oppositions, Pakatan Harapan have been questioning and debating about the rights of Bumi Putra in economics, in education, and now you were still known as one of the who protected and strengthened us of Bumi Putra rights. So from here on, where do you stand on these rights, and what would happen to these rights?
Yeah, the members of Pakatan Harapan includes DAP, which was accused of being racist in the past. But DAP, Amanah, Parti Pribumi, as well as Keadilan, all four of us signed a declaration that we support fully the Constitution. And the Constitution is very specific about how we treat Malays and non-Malays, how we treat the Islamic religion and other religions, and what side of language is the official language and what other languages can be. It is very comprehensive, and we all signed this thing. DAP signed this thing. I would like to emphasize that MCA and MIC did not sign.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right.
And the four signatures.
Go,
I thought you want to see the paper, not my face.
You want to see both. You want to see.
That was the